Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. The Chargers beat the Vegas Raiders 20-9. Justin Herbert was 19 of 27, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, unless they gave that last fumble that they fumbled, but I don't think, they did give it to him. They gave him 2, he lost 1. But they did a great job. Geno Smith was Texas toast tonight. Whew, he was terrible. Geno was bad tonight, but they did a great job of pressuring him, Ocho. They didn't let him set his feet. And when he had time, Ocho, he overshot some guys. He missed some throws that I'm sure that he's going to look at film tomorrow and wish he had back. But that's the game of football that we play. Quentin Johnson gave 3 for 71 on a touchdown. Keenan Allen was 5 of 61 for a touchdown. And Ladd McConkey was doing what he normally does, is move the chains. And so the Chargers looked really good. Now, there was a big blow. It looked like a bicep injury to Khalil Mack. He left early. He had it in a sling, Ocho, but if you notice, his bicep was wrapped. So that's what makes me think it's a bicep injury, but I'm not sure. I don't know if they reported, because obviously, chat, you guys know I don't listen to the sound. So if somebody want to jump in the chat and say what it is, what they reported, I don't know if they reported. They probably said he left the game and was not going to return. But it makes me think that it's a bicep injury because it was in a sling and he had his bicep wrapped. But Ocho, you're watching this game and you look at the Chargers, the way they're throwing the football and the way they can get up the opposing team's quarterback. What are you liking about what you're seeing about the Chargers?
Everything about the Chargers. Obviously, offensively, they do what they do offensively. Justin Herbert looked like Justin Herbert, especially picking up where he left off from week 1. But the Chargers defense, the Chargers defense was all over the place. They give Geno Smith time to be able to set in the pocket. Defensively, they played very well on the back end. They look really, really good as well. I'm excited. I'm excited for the AFC West to see what the Chargers do. Not now, early in the season. We only in week 2, Unc. I want to see if they can do this in December when it really counts. They can do this in January when it really counts, where it matters most. All the moments that they're having right now, Justin Herbert playing really well. I'm glad to see the resurgence of Quentin Johnson. I'm glad to see Young Bull finally playing well, playing with confidence, making plays. He looks awesome. So being able to see them in person tonight was awesome. Geno Smith, again, having a run life, really not having the time in the pocket to be able to throw the ball. Week 1, they look really good. They look phenomenal. He threw the ball all over the place. Tonight, not so well.
Yeah, I mean, 24. They can't. Well, neither team really could run the football, Ocho. That's the only thing that I like. Okay, at some point in time, Chargers, you're going to have to run the football to alleviate some pressure on Justin Herbert. You just can't just let him tee off. But because the Raiders really couldn't run the football, they just teed off. They were just teeing off on Geno, but Geno made some poor throws. I mean, that one he threw down the middle, like, come on, Ocho. You see, what's 3 name? I can't forget.
Derwin James. Yeah,
Derwin James. Yeah. You see him running? He running with him. Why would you throw that? Why would you throw that? He threw that was twice. He threw one of the double coverage earlier and it got picked. But he didn't play well tonight. I'm not breaking any news to you guys. You know, you watched the game. You know Geno did not play well tonight. He played really well, as Ocho said. He played really well opening week on the road in Foxborough against the Patriots, 362 yards. But tonight, he was some slaw. He was some slaw tonight.
It's very difficult too, when you have a week 1 performance like that. It's hard to string them back to back together like that.
Oh, I wanted it up there.
It's really hard to string them back together like that back to back, especially when you play a great defense like the Chargers. That got Henley.
He gonna want to come back because he talked to us. Look at he had 10 tackles, 7 solo, a sack, and 2 tackles for losses. Hey, Hen, if you want to dial in, you want to talk right quick, you know, the line open for you anytime, bro. Tremendous game tonight.
He was all over the place, Don. He was all over the place.
He was hunting. Ashton Jeanty is finding out what it's like in the NFL.
It's a different ball game. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. All those runs that's supposed to be between the A and the B gap and trying to bounce them out and think you're going to outrun people. But that's not happening. You better hit that hole and do everything you can and hope you can get to the second level.
Take that 2 or 3 game or it's going to turn into a 1 or 2 loss because you bounce that.
Listen, everybody is just as fast, if not faster, if not stronger.
Think about it. Nightcap effect. We had Henley on. Look what he did.
Yeah.
We had Bud on. Look what he did. Melissa Jefferson, she was on. Look what she did. Now, I'm just saying, not just 3. Now, if you want something to be,
come on the show.
We had Ryan Coogler on. Look at what Sinners did.
Look at the numbers.
I'm just saying.
It's not a coincidence. It's common sense.
No.
It ain't a coincidence. It's common sense. That's all. That's all.
Too many occurrences is not a coincidence.
Come on now.
Y'all see what it is? Y'all see exactly what it is. But I like I said, I like what I'm seeing from the Chargers. Justin Herbert. Look, the one thing we know about Jim Harbaugh, you can say what you want to say about him. He can coach his ass off. And it gets progressively better, and then normally there's a little tapering off. You go back and look at what he did at Stanford, Bill, boom, he goes to San Francisco. Bill, and then, loses quarterback and things start to happen. They fire him and they had a budding the front office and Jim, whatever the case may be. He can coach. Every team that he's ever coached has gotten better once he's arrived. You go back and look at San Diego, you look at Stanford, you look at the 49ers, you look at Michigan. They hadn't won a championship, I don't know, maybe since 48. President Ford might have been on the roster by the time. I mean, as great as we think of Coach Jim Beckler, he didn't win a national championship. Oh, let me take that back. They won in 97. The 97 team with Brian Greasy, they did win. So, but we think of Michigan, we think, man, they get just loaded with those champions. No. It had been over 20 years since they had won a championship. And Jim, and people was calling for his head. Old khaki pants wasn't getting it done, Ocho. Started off a bunch, and then he was just losing. But he stayed afloat by kicking Ohio State's ass. So, you can buy yourself some time if you beat your rival, your biggest rival. It's kind of like Auburn and Alabama. One beats the other, it'll buy you a little time.
Absolutely.
But Harbaugh can coach, and he has a quarterback that can make every throw on the field, but eventually they're going to have to run the football. I do not believe that you can just become reliant on the passing game.
That would be the one knock. Even if they won the game tonight, they have to be able to establish a run at some point to make things easier and take the pressure off of Justin Herbert so he doesn't have to throw the ball. And keep the defense and whoever they're playing, you got to be able to keep them honest. No fumble too. No fumble. Was that Omarion Hampton fumble tonight? Yeah.
Yes.
You got to hold on.
And then they on 4th down. I don't even know if they called that a fumble, Ocho, on 4th down because it was going to, you don't get us a change of possession anyway. Because it was 4th down and they tried to do like a jet sweep, and 12 took his eye off the ball and then the ball's on the ground, something like that. But if you look at them defensively, they had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They had 6 tackles for losses, 3 sacks. They did a great job getting after Geno. They did a great job of collapsing the pocket, corralling Ashton Jeanty. The Chargers, I don't think I'm going out on a limb. I think the Chargers are for real. I think they're one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the AFC right now. It's going to be very, very interesting how this thing. I know it's early, Ocho. It's only 2 weeks into the first the NFL season, but they look good. They look really, really good. And that quarterback, he's what they've advertised. And I understand that he's going to need to do it in the playoffs in the big moments because we saw him last year against the Texans, and he was horrible. And we saw him have a 27-0 lead against Jacksonville, and they got walked. So he has those 2 horrible L's on his resume, but he's gonna be in some big games. With that coach, with that team, they're gonna be in some big games, and it's gonna be up to him to carry his part. And I think he's more than capable of doing that. But I really love what I'm seeing from this defense. It's gonna be interesting to see how this thing with Khalil Mack. Some people say, do we have an idea what they say?
I thought it was something wrong with his elbow
elbow, dislocated elbow?
In the stadium, obviously it goes up on the Jumbotron, players out, and it tells you a description on what it was. They said elbow, so I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, dislocated.
Dislocated his elbow?
I know the feeling. I dislocated my elbow. I dislocated my right elbow. It hurt like a mofo.
How long is that out?
I missed 5 weeks. Well, no, let me take that back. I heard it in the beginning of the
Right.
second quarter, so I missed that game in 4
Okay.
weeks. So a
Okay.
month.
Okay.
Played with a brace for the rest of the year.
Ah.
That's how mine look. Yep. I, tried to brace myself on the
Right.
ground.
And somebody came from behind?
No, the ground. And,
Oh, okay.
I got it pinned. I couldn't get it out. It hurt. Boy, it hurt like a
Damn.
mofo. But I think the Chargers will be okay. But it's not something that's season ending. He'll be back. He'll have to play
Yeah.
with a brace. J.J. Watt played with a
Yeah, he
brace
had
his
that
whole
big one.
career.
Yeah, he
He
did.
dislocated. He dislocated his and played with a brace on for the rest of his career. I couldn't. I mean, it's hard to catch when you catch the ball, Ocho. It's kind of hard to play with that thing. I mean, I had to play because I played with it for the rest of the year, and they didn't want anything to happen. But I know once that season was over and I got into
Right.
an off season, I wasn't coming back with that thing on. I know a lot of defensive linemen and some
They play with
offensive linemen once they do it because they're doing a lot of this
Yeah,
continuously.
remember
But I
Gronk
needed.
had
You could only bend your arm so much, huh?
remember Gronk played with one too.
Yeah. Yep. So it's congratulations, Chargers. You moved to 2-0 and you sit alone atop the AFC West.